Okay, I believe we are live. Recording live from Arlington, Vermont. This is Happy Valley Hobbies, and these are hobbies that make me happy. Now, I would have to say that the computer is not quite happy today. Not sure why. Uh, it was stuck at 100% for a while after I started it up and all that. So it was, and the thing is that my hard drive is my sort of the ever so fun slowest part of the computer. So, and that is basically, pretty much the gist of that. I got tomorrow off from work, along with it. Well, at least with 7 other people that I'm assuming is where my workplace is. Where I think we get we're getting like 90% the totality, but it's like we're still working in the you're inside of a building with the only windows are in the front offices, and we have small windows on the dock, so we can actually see if there's a truck that's actually on the dock and all that. So but that means there's a good chance especially with the snow that has happened last week, that the massive snowstorm that we had on Thursday, I'm assuming there was nothing going in and out. And on Tuesday, I went and said, "Hey, can I have the day off?" And my supervisor was okay with it. But as of last Thursday, hello there, John. Thank you for coming in. I want to say, I just realized that my name isn't Blue, but that makes sense if I'm running the channel. Because I'm my own moderator. But what had happened is that at work, something has happened, something that I wasn't expecting, but I'm not surprised. And it seems that my supervisor is a person that constantly is blaming everyone else for his problems, but he was never blaming me for anything. Well, apparently last Thursday something happened, and now I'm the bad guy. I'm just shaking my head. I'm just still doing my job, because I'm there to work and do my best with the company. I'm not there to babysit I want to say a fake adult, someone who's never grown out of the teenager stage. Very overdramatic person, but I'm like, I gave up on him sort of kind of the middle of February, of going like, all right, you want to take charge and all that, go for it. And I'm gonna stick doing what I do best and go there. And the thing is that he's making me look bad, or make me look good with everybody else. Absolutely, I completely agree, John. As I said, back in mid-February, I was already going like, oh, I'm going to have to train a third person, because I had similar issues with the first person I was doing. They would turn around, oh, this is stupid and all that, I'm going to do it my way. It's like, no, there's a reason why we're doing it the stupid way. And it's one of those things I completely agree that it's stupid, but that's what the customer wants. And it's one of those things of what the customer wants, that's what the customer gets. And unless we can sort of convince them that, hey, if we do it this way, it might be better. But there's a lot of times it's just like, all right, we're just going to have to roll with it. But what had sparked all this was he's constantly moving stuff. It's one of those things of, I don't know why he constantly needs to move stuff, but I guess he's thinking that he's improving stuff when he's not. It's like things have worked fine for decades. Oh, he needs to change it. One of the things that we had was we used to have 2 tables out on the dock. One was more for storage. The other one was, more for actively doing stuff on it. He didn't want the other one. So one more, a lot of times everything, and when I come in on a Monday morning, he would change something drastically. And one day, one Friday when I wasn't there, he decided, to remove that table. Now it's like one of those things that it's every now and then it's nice to have that table, but at the same time we weren't really using the table, so it's like all right, whatever. One thing he did move that not all the changes he made were bad. Like for instance, moving the parcel, moving the parcel scale that we use from the office out towards the dock. At first, I'm thinking like, it's like, but then afterwards, in the office, it was like stuffed between 2 printers, so you couldn't get any large boxes in there. Now it's at new location, you could have put a massive box on there and all that because there's nothing in the way, and you can use it for that. So, and plus, you're also not going in and out the door of the office. So that was, I would say that was a good improvement. But he would never ask why we're doing something. He just changed it because that's the way he wanted it. And for some, this is something that I question about it. I never get a straight answer out of him. But it's one of those things he turned around and said, he moved the hand trucks. He had them in a certain spot. And he moved it's on the one side of the table onto the other side of the table. No problem. The problem is that he would put boxes in front of him. Don't know why he would put boxes in front of him, which means if we need to use a hand truck, we need to move the boxes out of the way in order to use the hand truck. I turned around last Thursday, moved them back where we had them before so people can use them. And, he said, why did you do this and all that? It's like, well, to make it easier to, use these. No, I have to have them this way. So he started putting them back. I'm like, and I said something probably, which was, it's sort of like an observation. And I used his language. He likes to use profanity a lot. Well, hello there, Dwight. How you doing this evening? Little drama starting with a lot of drama from work tonight. So, but I'm sort of kind of over it. But, I used his language and all that, and he just blew up. Now, at first I thought he was joking because he tends to be over dramatic. But then I happened to realize, like, wait a minute, he's not being, he's being serious. He turned around, he called up HR, went down to HR, and I'm just like I'm just going to be doing my job. Because, almost, didn't have that many parcels left and all that, so I just kept on going. I wasn't really worried about it. Got to the last parcel, and it's like, there's nothing for me to do. So I checked the emails, nothing new on the email. So I went to look for the production manager to see that, hey, what's coming down the line so I can prepare for it. Well, I didn't find him. But the thing is, my supervisor came in and said, hey, HR wants to see you. I'm like, all right, fine. It's like, saw it coming. So I'm like, whatever and all that. And try it and went and explained my point of view. Obviously, him being upset and all that, his point of view is different than mine. And the thing is that he's basically made enemies with everybody. So I'm just like, I didn't see it coming, but I'm not surprised. Because everyone's out to get him. He has that mentality of he's the only good guy and all that, and everyone else is a piece of excrement. And it's one of those things of, I went in there, and I said, all right, I'm done sugarcoating. The sad thing is I do see potential in this guy, but his anger and his arrogance, I'm just done with it. So, and the thing is that when I, after one thing that HR asked me was like, so there's nothing to, you have nothing to do right now. And I'm like, right now, not this second. I was going to double check with the production manager and one of the other production lines that sort of kind of runs on its own, but I never got back to it. And I was told to go to the production manager and find out if there's something else to do. So I wound up working with a coworker testing bellows for the rest of the time. And then when I went back towards the end, basically towards the end of the day, I had to go get my jacket. And apparently, for some reason, he likes moving stuff. And so instead of my jacket being on the hook next to the door and all that, inside the office, he had it on top of one of the pallets, that had boxes on it. I'm thinking, like, really? Whatever. Grabbed the box and I said, I'll see you next Tuesday. Because I got Monday off. So I'm thinking like, oh, I guess I'm still not going in on Monday. Because usually when I'm not there on a Friday, he's like, oh my God, Fridays are so terrible. And it's like, oh, well. So now I got, 4 days without him. And usually I leave work at work, or try to at least. But I was able to do it this time because I'm like, he thinks I'm, going to be yelled at for doing, for disrespecting him, or, insert whatever reason that he came up with. And I'm just like, I'm here for the job. I'm not here to babysit you. And that's what I'm going to tell him on Tuesday when I go back. It's like, whatever. And I have found out that there's times that he's, tried to throw me under the bus, or he doesn't take responsibility for any actions that he's making, all that. I forgot exactly what the whole thing was, but, an email was sent out. I saw the email, and I was going to talk to him about it. And then turned around and, when I was going to say, hey, this is what's going on, it's like, wait a minute, he erased it. He erased the email on me. So it's like, whatever, everyone knows this guy's deal, or the important people know what's going on with this guy and all that. So I'm surprised that he's still here, but I am fully willing to teach somebody else that hopefully doesn't have the same attitude of, oh, I know what I'm doing, and, proceeding to change things that don't need to be changed. Like, for one thing, we have a whiteboard, and it has all the information that, all the notes that we need and all that, and etc. On one Friday, he decided to take a picture of it on his phone and then erase everything. And it's like, oh, don't worry about it. I got it on my phone. It's like, that's good for you, but that's not good for me. So I've been, thankfully, some of the information that he has left on there is what we use the most of and all that. But we do, I don't know what he erased. So there's times, the thing is, there's a lot of things I know, and I think I might have put someplace else where I can access it to. But there's a lot of things that, it's like, if for some reason he, won the lottery and then decides not to show up, basically he screwed over the company. But, I got tomorrow off. The plan right now is to meet up my sister and brother-in-law to head up to Montpelier, which is the Vermont capital, and see the eclipse from there. I'm assuming it's going to be a short eclipse and all that, because it's sort of towards the edge of the totality, but it's still in the totality, so it shouldn't be a short thing of looking up in the sky and not I'm planning on possibly making a little, making the little box camera thing and be able to look up there instead of buying the glasses. And then going from there, and just sort of do I know North Country Trains. I did contact him, said what he was doing and all that. And he's like going like, yeah, I'm going to see the eclipse outside his porch, because he's he lives right in the path of the totality. But yeah, I think it's time to. With the layout, I have not received the Code 55 rail that I have ordered. So I'm just going to see about maybe building up the road bed and going from there. So let me switch cameras. And I would have to say I have forgotten who tonight is. I think it's Rainbow Bell that's on tonight for Sidetrack Sunday. There is one thing I sort of kind of need to figure out, and that is to figure out how to get rid of the twist on this. When I first did this was actually all nice and flat, and apparently adding the rails. I'm not sure if it was adding the rails or just natural. Just a natural setup there where this is no longer flat. The selector plate has gotten a bow and a twist in it, which is going to make selecting it very annoying. Right now I'm thinking on just concentrating on building up the road bed. And probably Might start out with this diversion route. Now, one of the things that probably need to do is it's not only, I'm not quite sure if you can see from this camera, especially since I can't really block from moving that way. So, and I got the camera sort of on the edge of its, oh, wait a second, I guess I realize it's not flat. So, all right. This is about, let's see now. Instead of being a 1/4 inch, it's over a 1/2 inch. So that means, that reminds me, I'm going to have to probably get more cork for down here for the little yard for this ingle nook. That will be for probably next week. Like I said, right now I'm sort of kind of concentrating on this. And pull this out just a little bit because of I'm aiming to have the scenic portion from about here. So this could be unscenic and, not as pretty. And all right, let's see if I can loosen the other end by grabbing my it is a cordless drill, but it uses supercapacitors instead of batteries. So we'll loosen that up a bit. We can get this end at work. No, it's still not laying flat. All right, I might have to find a different solution for that. Not quite sure what kind of solution, but definitely need to look into something different. Which is sort of kind of annoying, but it looks like we might have to go that direction then. All right, if that's the case, that's all right. That's where. Well, instead of using cork, let's see if we can use these. Got these pieces of very thin pieces of wood here that I'm not quite sure if I can turn around and use these as the, because they're definitely long enough. They are also not straight either. But since these are much thinner, they could also be made to move around a bit better. And one of the places that are in the same, that rent space from the company I work for is a cabinet maker. And every now and then they come out with pieces that you take a look at them and you go, can these be useful for X, Y, or Z? And that's what I'm starting to think with this stuff. I got a bunch of this, which makes for pretty much, I would have to say, very nice spacers. So maybe using these, I can turn around. Let's see, 5 wide. Five wide now, they're going to be long enough. Yes, they're going to be long enough. So we can use these as, all right, 5 wide. Now, how high do we need to go? Instead of using 2, I can get away with 1. Let's bring this over here. I think this is a little bit higher, but also I don't know what the consistency of these are. I'm not quite sure if they're exactly how these were made. I'm not quite sure if these are exactly all the same thickness. I mean, they feel the same thickness, but what I have to say, as long as we get the same thickness in, I guess, in one direction, it doesn't matter if it's skewed on the other end. Another thing is to maybe go this direction. That means everything's going to have to be on this. It's going to be 6 wide. But as I said, I got plenty of these little things, so I could theoretically turn around, tape some of this stuff together. It looks, it feels pretty much the same thickness, or the or whatever tolerance this is enough to not be felt. So, all right, let's try this way as an option. All right. So now I'm trying to think, where's other tape? Because, when I was looking for the double-sided tape, I couldn't find it. Finally found the double-sided tape. Now I'm looking for single-sided. Oh, well. So, we don't have to be too precise with this because of this is sort of an experiment, because if I can't get this straightened out, I'm going to have to try something different. And we're going to go this way with the double-sided tape, and probably come in and smart thing to do, making sure nothing sticks, is use wax paper. Put this down. Ha! A short piece there. Of this. Try to rip it nicely. And then we'll put that over there. Move this over here. And try to do the double-sided tape again. All right, tape that together. And I do not know if this is going to work out or not, but right now I'm sort of looking for an option for the solid piece that I did wind up buying. That does not seem to be working right. And it's one of those things of it's okay to make mistakes because that's how you learn. Speaking of learning, it looks like this double-sided tape isn't quite sticky enough. So, which that is annoying because I don't know where the other tape I was using went to. I know I had some other tape. Right now, I don't know where it is. I think I had it a couple of weeks ago, but now that I'm looking for it, can I find it? No. Speaking of double-sided tape, I found this, which is also double-sided. This is expensive. This is a lot more expensive tape than this, so I do not want to use that. I find the other one. Yes, I found the other one. All right. Hopefully this tape is a little bit better. Oh, hello there, Frank. How you doing this evening? I'm trying a different approach to the selector plate. Seems that after I have bought it, it's got a permanent bent in it. I'm not sure how to get rid of the said bent. So I'm trying a different route. As I was explaining before, one of the places my workplace rents out to is a cabinet maker. And every now and then he has pieces of wood that are interesting, possibly useful in model trains and all that. And the double-sided tape I was using is not working. It's not sticking too well. So I am taking that off and trying a different style tape. I'm not quite sure what kind of tape it is, but it feels more like a paper tape. But it also feels it's a lot more stickier and yeah, a lot more stickier and a lot more actually I think it even sticks to the wax paper, which is okay. I wanted the wax paper to basically keep the white glue I'm going to put on this sort of off of things I don't want it to stick to. So, all right, we'll try this. One more right on the end. Which is out of frame, but you sort of kind of get the idea. All right, now possibly might wind up using the last of the white glue. The interesting thing is that I went to get more white glue, and apparently the clear glue was actually cheaper, so went that direction. And they didn't have this size of a bottle either, which was annoying in its own right. All right, looks like I'm gonna have to use pliers to open this up. Or pliers, or hey, Kyle, thank you for coming in. All right. Well, guess we'll see if we can use this to poke through. Ooh, I hear air going through. It's a little hard still, but Yeah, pliers. Where did I put pliers? It looks like hand strength is sufficient. Yay. All right. Now we can go from this direction. Poke stuff out of there. One smart thing to do is to usually when things get this chunky when it comes to PVA, one of the ingredients, if I'm understanding correctly with PVA, is water. So if you turn around, and that's why PVA is not considered waterproof, because what happens is you put water in there and it dilutes the glue. And so when you got glue, it's a solid chunk. Yeah, it's still not working that way. That PVA, it's a solid chunk. You can turn around and just put this. When these get clogged, if you can get it off, you can put this in water, and then the water will eventually make the glue go away. Let's go this direction instead. It's a lot easier to pour out. Maybe a little too easy. Okay. Now I'm not sure what this clear is, because they don't give an direction or say dries clear, reposition for setting. Yeah, so if dried, with dishing water. So I'm assuming water is part of the process with this style, with the clear style also. That's my assumption, and that's what I'm going with. Now, where did I put the thing of toothpicks? There we are. Now, one of the things I did is when I bought toothpicks, I actually separated them out between three styles. One was, the really nice ones that were really nice, ones that I'm trying to think now. There's nice. There's this type where it's like it's no longer around. There's like bits and pieces that are all over the place. Now I'm gluing over the tape. Because it seemed to be a good thing to do. Trying to put a small layer on there so it dries a little bit quicker. But if it doesn't, oh well. Now I probably should be putting glue in between the joints. But right now I'm just trying to See how well this is going to hold up. I do have. This is going to have to be probably double layered. Because this is about. These are about 1/8 inch thick instead of 1/4 inch, which is the cork. All right. All right, let's take a sneak peek at the chat. Everyone says hi to each other. Now let's try this second layer. Make sure there's glue all over it. Got it on the wood. Oh well. I got that one on there. Then, ooh, this is actually much longer. All right. Put this in there. This layer will have the glue in between the boards. I have to turn around and put more tape on top. Put it on there, squeeze it together. Now I believe Rainbow Bell is for Sidetrack Sunday tonight. So he should be starting soon. As soon as I get all these bits together, I'll be signing off soon. And interesting thing is, I said I had a lot of these. Looks like I might just have enough. So that's sort of kind of interesting. All right, put that there. That there. You're gonna have to tape this all up and then wrap it in the thing, and we'll see if next week if we can use this as a see if I can use it as a replacement for the selector here, which seems to be not the it unfortunately has a warp in it. And my plan for this is to put this all together. All right, let's put more tape on there to keep it from moving. Of course, it's not so much on the last piece, so of course it wants to move. See, I tape all over it because we can't clamp it to anything. Unfortunately, on this end, as you can see, I don't have it straight. So towards this end, it's a little close to the end. Glue off of this. So basically let this thing dry for the week. And then we'll see how well this is as a how well it is for, how well will this be? Will it be okay enough to replace this, which is really, really warped? Or will this in itself would start warping? I don't know. We shall find out next week. Now, for those who are able to see the eclipse, stay safe and all that. I have heard that right now the northeast is the best place to see said eclipse. Apparently every place is going to be cloudy, but who knows that's going to be. Well, hello, rail artists. DB Tech is subbing for Ray tonight. Oh. All right. That's good to know. All right. And hopefully that stays flat. I believe this is also these little strips are a hardwood. So they should be flat. All right. And of course, now that I'm looking for weights. Yeah. I'm going to use my fast track weights. My fast track multi-purpose weights. Go from there to there. Let's see what other things that we have that are heavy and are relatively straight. Here's a locomotive. Here's another locomotive. That locomotive's this locomotive is not really heavy, but this looks what it is for now. All right, I guess we got the Hunter line mixes, which some of them are not as not as full as the others. These make your whatever weathering mix or whatever liquid you have, it actually does make a good weight when they're full. Once they start emptying out, not as nice anymore. All right. Switch cameras, which means the overhead camera is going to be bouncing a little bit. I want to transition into I guess I want to say headshot mode. The thing I don't like about this is that you don't get a preview. There we go. Okay. So it's DB Tech tonight for that. Thank you. I keep forgetting to sub for John. Well, it's one of those things of probably a thing of speaking of forgetting stuff to do. Let's see. Let's do that. All right. Ta-da. All right. Well, I guess that is it for tonight. We'd have to say John is busy with taxes. Yes, he is. He should be. John should be back to doing his thing after, I want to say 2 weeks from now. But yeah, it's very interesting for somebody who's retired. He works a lot, but to each his own. There's a lot of people that where I'm at, there was 3 people that I know of that has retired from my workplace, and extra money, possibility. But that's one of the reasons why I don't want to retire there, because it seems that people who retire there, she wants popcorn now. Well, in that case, then I'll let you go and everybody else. So I'll see you at DB Tech. Let's see. Thank you, Rail Artist, for letting us know that, and I'll see everyone else there. So I believe the world needs more love. So find your passion, add some silliness to it, and spread it around. Bye, everyone. Thank you, Kyle.